my name is Sebastian, and welcome back to my channel. Today, this is going to be another episode of Disneyland Previous. And today, we'll be taking a look at the lost overlay of Disney World's Small World, or the missing holiday version of the Magic Kingdom version. So, let's be diving to this topic. So, however, the overlay at Disneyland, the original, started way back in 1998, and then later, Tokyo, Paris, and Hong Kong had joined in. And however, the issue is that for Florida, nothing, not even a single jingle. So, what happened to the version in Disney World? So, I also do recognize that I already did a video about the missing holiday overlay for the Haunted Mansion, which is actually the only version of Disney World to not have a holiday overlay. However, there was another Disney World ride that doesn't have a holiday overlay. I decided to put up an Easter egg for the Disney World version up there, but it's just an Easter egg, much like the books in the library scene of the Haunted Mansion. And then the one in the attic. So the second reason why I didn't got it is basically the same thing as the Haunted Mansion, and basically the demographics of these two parks could be very different. Because however, Disneyland is actually a local attraction, so it means that everyone who lives near it could do repeated visits and wanted to see the holidays. However, Disney World has the exact opposite. Well, instead of locals, they also have people from around the world that come here and see it once in their life and expect it to be the original forever, and not wanted to see another version. So, what happened to it? So, what will the Disney World version's gonna look like? Well, first of all, Tokyo has the interior of the Disney World version. The outside version also has the clone of the California version, while the inside looks like the Disney World version. So this is how it would look like if the Disney World version were to have it. So hopefully the issue that there is no clones of the Disney World doesn't have a clone of the Disney World version. So hopefully maybe in a future park, if there was like a future Disney World park, maybe one day a future park could one day have it. So as it turns out, it was actually the demographics being the main problem. And the second problem is that the building might be too small and too tiny, and also has a different exterior due to differences, and it would take a long time to set it up. And like the Haunted Mansion's overlay, it was actually an extensive overlay, which means that the overlay that takes a long time. Meaning that these overlays could be extensive and expensive to do for Disney World's version. So that's why Disney World decided not to do it, because it would take a long time, and they wanted to avoid the risk of guests missing out on a famous attraction 5 to 6 months of the year. And many people who visit one time will not be happy about the change. So it probably kind of makes sense that some people will not be too happy if it wasn't the original version. And however, I found that one overlay that the overlay that Florida gets is the Jungle Cruise. And however, the Jungle Cruise on hand, it's not a headliner. You don't actually see people dropping on Jungle Cruise. However, the overlay is actually minimalistic. So it looks like the Disney World tends to do minimalistic overlays rather than doing large-scale ones. However, these overlays are too large scale for Disney World's version. Probably cannot handle properly. So that's how it might that's how Disney Small World never got the overlay. So maybe in a future Disneyland park, maybe they'll have a clone of the Disney World version, but they'll do the holiday version this time. So maybe one day, if there's a future Disney park out there, or maybe one day in the multiverse, or maybe in another universe in the future. So that's the story for now. So my next Disneyland Previous will be about the original Night Before Christmas ride concept that I'll be talking about in the next episode of Disneyland Previous. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.